everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're back with another what if scenario. Obviously, if you do enjoy this, please like and subscribe, it would mean a lot. And put down below other suggestions that you would like to see. Obviously, we've got suggestions that we're going to do in the future, so stay tuned for them. But yeah, obviously, sorry we haven't posted in a while, like our main video. Obviously we did our shorts earlier. But yeah, we haven't posted for a while, obviously because we had school. We will be uploading this weekend a lot, so stay tuned for videos. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So obviously, if you can't tell by the title, this is obviously what if Vader went to Tatooine, basically like 5 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. So yeah, let's get into it. So we start this what if scenario with it taking place 5 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. So yeah, let's start it will start with Vader in his bacta tank, thinking about everything that has happened to him, and he had lost the most important person to him, which was Padme and his children, who he thought he had lost with his wife. As he was thinking inside of his tank, he remembered his dark childhood of him being a slave on Tatooine, and remembered everything Watto did to him and his mother, and he wanted revenge for it. Vader ordered for the medical droids to get the process of getting his suit on ready. As the medical droids got it ready, Vader left the bacta tank, and the painful process of putting on the suit had begun. The only thing that could be heard from Vader's castle was screams of pain from the Sith Lord as the suit was being put on him. The process of putting on the suit fueled Vader's rage even more, which he already was furious when he thought of Watto and everything he did. As the process had ended, Vader destroyed the medical droids out of rage and left his menacing castle, heading for his home planet of Tatooine. All that could be heard on Vader's ship was the haunting sound of Vader's deep breathing. As they arrived on Tatooine, 4 stormtroopers left the shuttle, with Vader slowly walking out behind them. As Vader got out of the shuttle, he felt a presence he hasn't felt since the events that scarred him for the rest of his life, and another presence, but he didn't know who this was. Vader and his troops entered the city of Mos Espa, where Anakin had grown up around, but the boy that had grown up there was dead in the eyes of Vader. And as he and his troops wandered around the city for a while, searching for Watto, Vader felt the presence of his former master again, but this time it was closer. Vader had ordered his troops to scout the area when Vader saw Watto selling something to a man in robes. Vader looked at them, where Vader knew who this was. Obi-Wan had turned around when he heard the deep breathing getting closer. Obi-Wan had no clue who this was until the memories came back to him, and he had realized who this was. Vader ignited his crimson blade, where he force-pulled Watto towards him and impaled his saber through his chest. "Why have you come to this place, Kenobi? I felt your presence here as soon as I arrived, and I felt another presence that I have never felt before, but felt familiar." Obi-Wan ignites his blade and looks at Vader. "So that's why you are here, to protect someone." Obi-Wan charges at his former apprentice, and they clash lightsabers in a brutal fight. Vader's powers are too strong for Obi-Wan, but he knows he must keep fighting to save the last hope. As they continue fighting, Obi-Wan runs out of energy, where Vader takes advantage of this and grabs him by the throat and lifts him, where Vader says, "I am now the master," and Vader slashes his old master down with his crimson blade. After this, Vader leaves Obi-Wan and Watto's body to rot on Tatooine, where Vader's troopers come back and says, "My lord, what should we do with those civilians?" Where Vader responds saying, "Kill them all." Where Vader walks off with his troops behind him, gunning all the civilians of Tatooine down. After this, Vader wanders around the planet of Tatooine for days looking for this mysterious person that he felt through the Force. As he is walking, he sees an isolated hut in the distance, where he feels a presence even more. Vader then remembers this place. Vader got close to the hut, where Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen came out as they heard the loud breathing of the Sith Lord. They say to him, "Who are you?" Where Vader stares at them, and he remembers the time he came here with Padme, and a tear ran down his face. Where Vader remembered the times. But then, Vader snapped back to the menacing Sith Lord he was, and force-choked the two, and left their 2 bodies on the ground. Vader slowly entered the hut, where he saw a young boy sitting down. Vader stared at him, and he knew who this was. Vader took his son Luke, and they left the planet of Tatooine, where Vader would become a powerful Sith Lord under the training of his father, Darth Vader. So I hope you enjoyed this what if scenario today. Obviously, if you want to see a part 2, then we will get a part 2 out, of obviously the training of Luke, obviously what happens to Leia, will she turn, well, if they find her, will the same events happen? If you do want to see a part 2 to this, or a sequel, please let us know in the comments below and we'll do it. And obviously, like I said at the start, please give us suggestions on what we should do next, or, well, we've got suggestions, but we obviously want more suggestions. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe. Have a good day, and may the Force be with you, always.